welcome to another Rocky Mountain Adult Cystic Fibrosis Community interview. I am Corey. I'm an adult living with CF, and I'm here today with Kelly, who is also an adult living with CF in our community. Kelly is a rare breed here in Denver in that she was born and raised in the area, and Kelly also was diagnosed with CF as an adult. So welcome, Kelly. I'm really looking forward to our time together here today.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
So Kelly, could you talk to us a little bit about what it was like for you around the time of diagnosis, like how it was discovered that you had CF and sort of what led up to that point?
Sure. Right. So I was relatively symptom-free growing up. At the age of 21, I had a really terrible staph infection in my lungs, was on the ventilator, and drug-induced coma for 10 days and lots of things around that. One of the results of that were recurrent pneumonias and bronchiectasis, so tons of scarring in my lungs, and a cough. And about a year later, I was working in a coffee shop, and one of the regulars was a CF nurse from Children's Hospital. And she came in every morning, and we would have a recurrent exchange that was, I would cough. She would say, "That sounds like a CF cough." I would say, "No, it's from my staph infection, it's bronchiectasis and recurrent pneumonias." And she would say, "Well, you should go get it tested." And I would say, "Yep, I'm on it." And we did that for about, we did that for a while. I'm not sure how long. And I finally broke down and asked my pulmonologist about it. And then he and I had that dance for a little while. And then he finally did a sweat chloride test, and it came back with in the gray area. So then I had a nasal differential, and then was finally diagnosed after some blood work with a genotyping. I was diagnosed at the age of 25, about 2 months before I got married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What an incredible story. And thank goodness, maybe in a way, for the person at the coffee shop. But wow, that's really incredible. So can you share with us a little bit about some of those first kind of days or times at the CF clinic, like what that was like for you as you were having your first experiences with life with CF as you knew it at that point?
Yeah. This has been great. I've been really reflecting on a lot of this and thinking back. So I had a big sick right before I got married, which was right after the diagnosis and leading into all of those big events. And that was my entree into the CF clinic. And that was when we used to go to University Hospital. The precautions were new, the treatments were new, even though I'd been in the hospital 4 or 5 times a year for the 4 years prior. It was I have to say, it was a really big relief. It felt like, it felt good to know I fit somewhere for treatment. And that was disorienting at first, for sure. I still am with my doctor and my nurse that I met at that time, now at National Jewish. And I'll say, it's been really interesting being diagnosed as an adult and not having that connection to a lot of my friends in the CF community now who lived with this as children. It's interesting to see where I do fit and where I belong, and I think the clinic has always been that place for me. So that's been great. The other thing I think that's really interesting is that in the last 20 plus years, how the adult clinic has grown and how encouraging that is. How, when I think about how busy it is and how many doctors have been added and nurses and respiratory therapists and all of those. It gives me hope. I think it's been a really amazing gift for me to be able to witness that growth in the clinic.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, what are some of the things that you do to keep yourself healthy, whether that's, physically with your body or mentally or spiritually? What are some of the things that feed you and help you meet the challenges and joys of life?
I spend a lot of time in routines. My routines are really, I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of yoga. We're really avid stand-up paddleboarders at sunrise and sunset when the lake's not busy. And all of that I think is super nourishing for me. I enjoy gardening and being outside, doing anything. I would much prefer to be out than in. And I think even in the time we're all living in right now, I've been really fortunate to be able to carve out those spaces to get a little bit of refuge through all of that right now. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's so important, I think, whether you have CF or not.
Right.
So is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? Anything that feels kind of either unique to you? It could have absolutely nothing to do with CF, could have something to do with CF, but is there something, just something uniquely Kelly that you want to share with us?
Oh gosh, this is such a hard question. I love, let's see, let me think about this. I've been really struggling with how to answer this because I know that there are things there, but I can never think of what they are. I have grown up 2 miles from where I live now and grew up catching grasshoppers, and that led to a career in environmental education. And that has always been something that's been really, I don't know, kind of core to who I am and what I do. So there's that part of me that I think is sometimes pretty obvious. Another part of me is, I guess that's less obvious, is I love this class I found about 6 or 7 years ago on Afro-Caribe dance, and have been doing that with my daughter a lot during recently, and just have realized how much joy that brings me. And so yeah, I think that might be something that not a lot of people know.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to share a little slice of yourself with us today. It's really nice to be with you. So
Thank you.
if there are others in the community that would like to share a little bit of themselves and be a part of one of these intro interviews, then please feel free to private message me and we'll get you set up with a time. And yeah, just please, everybody remember that we're all in this together and we're here for you. So until the next time, we'll see you. Take good care.